The story begins in a tense and dangerous atmosphere where Mr. Henry, a kind-hearted policeman, is determined to protect a young woman named Tieu. There have been threats against a person referred to as Mr. 8, and the fear that these threats will continue looms large. Henry reassures those around him that he will do everything in his power to keep the family, particularly the elders, safe. Despite his efforts, Tieu's life remains fraught with uncertainty and fear, and she struggles with the weight of her circumstances. Tieu tries to navigate her daily hardships independently. She avoids burdening others, especially Henry, with worries about her financial situation. She manages to sell some produce to meet her needs, showing a quiet resilience. For the first time in her life, she ventures out to pick bananas, unripe green bananas, and plans to pickle them, hoping to sell them later when they ripen. This small act of self-reliance marks a significant moment for her. It reflects a hard-earned independence that contrasts with a past where she simply survived by studying and eating, sheltered by her adoptive mother, Mrs. Tieu. Mrs. Tieu, the woman who cared for Tieu, has mysteriously disappeared. The disappearance is linked to dark forces involving a powerful general director. This man is orchestrating a shadowy plan to erase all traces of Tieu's family and their past. The story reveals that Tieu's real parents were founders of a successful company, robbed and destroyed by the general director, who staged false crime scenes and laundered money through fake contracts. The disappearance of Mrs. Tieu appears to be the next step in this ruthless effort to completely erase Tieu's lineage and any obstacles to the general director's ambitions. Henry intervenes at one point when Tieu is blocked by Tai Mao and his followers. Tai Mao is known to be an independent boss despite appearing as a subordinate. He runs illicit smuggling networks and is evidently part of the general director's strategy to tighten control and eliminate threats. The urgency increases as Henry and his comrades realize the true extent of the danger facing Tieu. The general director is preparing to remove the last remnants of Tieu's family influence, with plans escalating from harassment to lethal threats. The police, Henry among them, work urgently to uncover the truth. They investigate underground transactions and financial records tied to the general director's CEO, hoping to find evidence linking him to the murders and disappearances. They identify Tai Mao as a weak link in the criminal network, a vulnerability through which they might finally expose the general director's crimes. Throughout these events, Tieu remains at the center of a dark conspiracy. She is described as the last remaining piece from the past, the final link to a stolen legacy. Protecting her becomes an imperative not just for Henry, but for the entire police force and those loyal to her family. Despite the many dangers and betrayals, Henry vows to keep her safe, even as the general director's forces close in. Tieu's life is a constant struggle marked by brief moments of hope, like her attempts at selling bananas and her longing to reconnect with her missing adoptive mother. The tension mounts as the story unfolds with raids, arrests, and close calls. Henry's true role as a policeman, working undercover, is revealed, turning the tide against the criminal gangs led by the general director's minions. The arrests of key gang members bring a glimmer of justice, but the mastermind remains elusive and determined to devise new plans for elimination. The story reflects deep undercurrents of loyalty, sacrifice, and the fight for justice amid overwhelming corruption. Tieu's innocence and vulnerability contrast sharply with the cold, calculated moves of the general director and his network. Henry embodies the protective force determined to safeguard her and uncover the truth, even as the danger intensifies with each step. After the initial threats and the disappearance of Mrs. Tieu's life becomes even more precarious. The protective net cast by Henry and the police tightens around her, but the danger escalates with every step. The shadow of the general director looms larger, a man cloaked in power and ruthlessness, whose wealth and influence shield him from the law and morality alike. His elimination of Tieu's family is not merely about greed. It is a calculated effort to erase any trace of the company's original founders and to consolidate his dominion over the sprawling economic empire. Tieu herself is caught at the nexus of a violent power struggle. She bears the burden of a legacy she barely understands, a past intertwined with wealth and corruption, desire and betrayal. The story's deeper layers reveal how her innocence contrasts with the brutal reality that surrounds her. Where once she lived under the relative safety of Mrs. Tieu's care, she now must navigate the treacherous world alone. Her attempt to sell bananas and sustain herself through honest work symbolizes a fragile hope for normalcy in a life otherwise riddled with chaos. Henry's dual existence as both a protector and a secret policeman introduces compelling complexity. On the surface, he appears as a kind and diligent guardian, devoted to keeping Tieu safe. Underneath, his role is far more dangerous and strategic, an undercover officer infiltrating a criminal network that spans from local thugs like Tai Mao to the highest echelons of power embodied by the general director. Henry's meticulous surveillance, his orchestration of raids, and his pursuit of financial records to expose laundering schemes underscore the painstaking lengths to which law enforcement must go to dismantle organized crime. Tai Mao's character is emblematic of the insidious corruption infecting the system. Outwardly a subordinate, he operates independently, controlling smuggling operations and executing the general director's dirty work. His presence signals the multi-layered threats facing Tieu and Henry. Tai Mao and his minions are both the frontline enforcers and the weak links, the loopholes Henry's team targets to ultimately reach the architect of the criminal empire. The narrative unfolds with escalating tension as police raids and ambushes attempt to capture Tai Mao and his cohorts. However, the elusive nature of the criminal enterprise frustrates their efforts. The general director's prudence, never using personal phones, communicating through intermediaries, and thoroughly erasing evidence, portrays him as a mastermind whose control is near absolute. Every police step forward is met with countermeasures, some violent, meant to intimidate and eliminate witnesses like Tieu. The heightened stakes reveal an undercurrent of paranoia and urgency among the characters. Tieu's temporary hiding places, her moments of silence and anxiety, and Henry's unyielding vigilance evoke a world where trust is scarce and betrayal is deadly. Henry's vow to protect Tieu is heroic but shadowed by the uncertainty of their survival against a foe who stops at nothing. A notable subplot is the fractured loyalties within the corrupt system. Henry's collaboration with internal auditors to find loyalists within the shadow depths of the company's past hints at the possibility of redemption and justice. This theme resonates deeply in Vietnamese crime dramas, where moral ambiguity and the human capacity for both evil and good create rich narratives of conflict and hope. The police's strategic patience, tracking but not immediately arresting suspects, reflects a sophisticated understanding of criminal networks. By allowing suspects to lead them to higher targets, the law enforcement team plays a long game, a psychological and procedural chess match against an enemy who anticipates every move. Tieu's personal evolution throughout the story strengthens the emotional core. Her reflections on past comforts contrast with the hard realities she faces. The absence of Mrs. Tieu is a poignant reminder of the losses felt by those caught in the crossfire of power struggles. Her moments of solitary work, like cutting green bananas or reminiscing about simpler times, humanize her and make her plight relatable amid the sprawling intrigue. The climax of this part reveals a turning point with the arrest of key gang members, including the capture of individuals sent by the general director to eliminate Tieu and Henry. The surprise that Henry is a policeman not only reshapes the power dynamics, but also sets the stage for further confrontation. The villain's frustration at being outmaneuvered punctuates the narrative with a promise of retaliation and deeper schemes. Throughout the story, the interplay between individual courage and systemic corruption crafts a layered narrative. Henry's dedication symbolizes the tireless fight for justice amid pervasive criminality. Tieu embodies the innocent caught in this battle, her survival a symbol of hope against overwhelming darkness. The general director's greed and callousness personify the obstacles to truth and safety that shadow modern society. In sum, this continuation expands on the themes of power, loyalty, and survival, weaving intricate character arcs and escalating conflicts. It invites the audience to invest emotionally and intellectually, pondering the price of justice and the resilience of the human spirit. This completes a deep, detailed, and lengthy Part 2 narrative and analysis based on the source material and storytelling conventions. If a more extensive or further continuation is desired, it can be developed accordingly. After the initial threats against Mr. 8 and the mysterious disappearance of Mrs. Tieu, the adoptive mother of Tieu, the story plunges deeper into a fraught world of power, betrayal, and survival. Tieu finds herself increasingly vulnerable as dangerous forces close in. The general director, a shadowy and powerful figure, is revealed to be orchestrating a ruthless campaign to erase all traces of Tieu biological family, the original founders of a prosperous company. This man's motives go beyond mere greed. He is determined to completely wipe out Tieu lineage, eliminating any obstacle to his unchecked control over the corporation and the underground empire he governs. Tieu existence teeters between the innocence of youth and the brutal realities of a world filled with corruption and violence. Having lost the relative safety once provided by Mrs. Tieu, Tieu now desperately tries to survive on her own terms. Her efforts to pick and pickle green bananas to sell at the market serve as a poignant metaphor for her fragile hope and desire for normalcy amid chaos and fear. Henry, the kind policeman who has vowed to protect Tieu emerges as a figure of steadfast loyalty and strategic brilliance. His outward kindness masks his deeper role as an undercover operative, working to dismantle the criminal network entangling Tieu life. Henry's investigation is meticulous, tracking Tai Mao, a cunning and independent smuggler who operates under the general director's orders, scrutinizing complex financial transactions linked to the CEO's laundering schemes, and coordinating covert operations to rescue Tieu and expose the criminal mastermind behind the scenes. Tai Mao personifies the corruption infesting every level of the system. Though he appears as a mere lackey, he wields significant power through his smuggling activities. Henry's team identifies Tai Mao as the weak link whose capture could help unravel the entire operation. This delicate dance of pursuit unfolds against a backdrop of escalating violence and danger, with police forces moving carefully to avoid tipping off the hardened criminals. The general director's calculating measures reveal a man who lives in shadows, never communicating through personal devices, and always erasing evidence after each move. His paranoia and thoroughness frustrate law enforcement efforts, leading to a tense interplay of cat-and-mouse tactics. Every step forward by Henry and his comrades is countered with deadly force and intimidation, designed to silence witnesses like Tieu, who holds the secrets that could topple this illicit empire. Throughout these perilous developments, Tieu internal world is marked by fear, determination, and resilience. Flashbacks to simpler times spent with Mrs. Tieu highlight her isolation and loss. Her solitary labor, such as cutting green bananas and reflecting on her past life of study and care, lends warmth and humanity to a story otherwise dominated by corruption and conflict. Henry's dual identity as protector and secret policeman deepens the narrative. His bravery and resourcefulness embody the ongoing fight for justice within a reality riddled with moral compromise. The police's calculated patience, tracking suspects before making arrests to lead them to the kingpin, speaks to their tactical expertise in dismantling well-hidden criminal networks. Subplots of fractured loyalty within the corporation suggest hope amid betrayal. Henry teams up with internal auditors searching for loyalists who may support their cause from within the enemy's ranks. Such themes of redemption and courage amid systemic decay are common in Vietnamese crime dramas and enrich the story's psychological and social dimensions. The climax of this part reaches a critical juncture with successful arrests of gang members sent to harm Tu Kai and Henry. The revelation of Henry's true role as a policeman disrupts the criminal hierarchy and injects fresh momentum into the battle for justice. The general director's acknowledgement of this setback signals more sinister plans to come, promising new dangers and challenges for Tu Kai and her protectors. In sum, this continuation delves deeply into the mechanisms of power, loyalty, and survival, shaping the characters' lives. It intricately develops Henry's dedication, Tu Kai's struggle, and the general director's malign influence, portraying a compelling drama of truth against overwhelming odds. The story's rich exploration of human resilience, shadowed by corruption and violence, invites reflection on justice's cost and the enduring strength needed to pursue it. The story culminates in a dramatic and complex finale, entwined with unwavering resolve, profound sacrifice, and the ultimate confrontation between justice and corruption. Tu Kai's life, once fragile and shadowed by her mysterious lineage, now stands at the very heart of a turbulent struggle that challenges the very foundations of power and morality. The relentless pursuit by Henry and his comrades intensifies. Every lead uncovered and every arrest made by the police marks a step closer to dismantling the corrupt empire dominated by the general director. Henry's cunning orchestration of raids disrupts the network's operations, but the general director's elusive nature makes capturing him akin to chasing a ghost. His absence from direct communication, reliance on intermediaries like Tai Mao, and ruthless purge of those who might expose him make him a formidable adversary, constantly adapting to evade law enforcement. Tu Kai's role evolves from a mere victim of circumstance to a symbol of resistance. Hers is a narrative of resilience amidst tragic loss. The absence of her adoptive mother and the fractured family heritage she inherits weigh heavily, yet Tu Kai draws strength from her modest acts, like tending to her banana crop, that signify a yearning for normalcy and self-reliance. Her quiet determination becomes the emotional core anchoring the turbulent events. Henry's dual identity becomes more pronounced. As a protector, he shelters Tu Kai from immediate harm. As an undercover policeman, he navigates the treacherous underworld with razor-sharp focus. His mission intertwines with his personal resolve, making him the story's steadfast force against the overwhelming tide of corruption. His strategic patience, working alongside loyalists within the company and internal auditors, reflects a comprehensive approach to justice. He carefully avoids premature arrests, ensuring that suspects lead to deeper conspirators, particularly the shadowy general director. Tai Mao's story ends tragically. Once a feared independent boss running cross-border smuggling operations, his capture cracks the network wide open. His demise exemplifies the fall of a crumbling criminal hierarchy, destabilized by the police's relentless efforts. Yet Tai Mao's fall triggers a desperate backlash from the general director, who accelerates plans to eliminate loose ends, including Tu Kai and Henry. The general director convenes his most loyal followers, plotting a chilling campaign to silence anyone who threatens his dominion. The stakes escalate dramatically as Tu Kai becomes a target of assassins bearing gifts of betrayal and blood. Henry, ever vigilant, anticipates these moves, coordinating complex defense measures that blend strategy with raw courage. The tension simmers with near misses, arrest exchanges, and secret maneuvers that define the high-stakes chess match between law and crime. A crucial breakthrough comes when internal auditors uncover incriminating financial records linking the general director to years of money laundering and staged crimes. This evidence ignites a coordinated nationwide crackdown, with multiple agencies joining forces. The operation culminates in a massive raid that finally captures the general director, exposing his vast empire of deceit. The man, once omnipotent within the shadows, faces public justice. The trial that follows is a spectacle of reckoning. The courtroom becomes a battlefield where the full extent of corruption, betrayal, and criminal enterprise unfolds. Testimonies reveal the grinding machinery of systemic evil, including corrupt officials and enforcers who shielded the general director's crimes. The sentencing is swift and severe, reflecting society's thirst for justice and closure. Tu Kai, though wounded by loss and betrayal, emerges as a survivor. The narrative leaves her with a bittersweet but hopeful future, a testament to human endurance. She finds solace in reconnecting with loyal allies and rebuilding her life, symbolizing the restoration of truth and the resilience of the human spirit. Henry's role concludes with understated heroism. His sacrifice, vigilance, and unwavering commitment embody the best of justice. Though scarred by the trials and the shadows of corruption, he remains a beacon of hope. The story closes acknowledging the eternal battle between darkness and light, with Henry and Tu Kai as enduring symbols of resistance and renewal. The tale epitomizes the complexities of human nature, power, and justice within a Vietnamese crime drama framework. It explores the depths of corruption, the highs of courage, and the hope seated in redemption. Amidst the violence, conspiracy, and moral ambiguity, the story finds its heart in the small human moments: Tu Kai's quiet courage, Henry's steadfast protection, and the collective will of those who refuse to surrender to darkness. This grand finale encapsulates justice finally prevailing, not through violence alone, but through patience, truth, and resilience. It honors the sacrifices made and the enduring quest for dignity and peace against overwhelming odds, closing the saga with a powerful, moving resolution.